We're living in a time where more men over 40 are struggling in silence than ever before. Substance abuse isn't just a young man's problem. It's become a quiet epidemic among men who've worked hard, raised families, and still feel something missing inside. Pills, alcohol, whatever numbs the pain. It's eating away at a generation that was taught to just handle it. But this isn't just about bad habits or weak choices. There's a darker side to it, a spiritual war that most people don't even recognize. Demonic influences thrive in despair, isolation, and shame. When a man loses a sense of purpose, when he starts believing he's too far gone, that's when the enemy moves in. And the truth is, many men are fighting battles they don't even know they're in. This channel is about breaking that silence. It's about exposing what's really going on, not just in the body or the mind, but in the soul. Because until we face the spiritual roots of addiction, we'll keep losing good men to the same trap. It's time to wake up, take back control, and start fighting back. Not just for ourselves, but for the generations that come behind us. Because according to the American Psychological Association, 1 in 11 adults over 60 had a substance use disorder. Wilson Compton, MD, Deputy Director of the National Institute of Drug Abuse of the National Institute of Health, says that baby boomers experienced much higher rates of substance use in their youth than previous generations. And he continued by saying that in some cases they're bringing those habits with them, either continuing their use or starting up again in their later adult years. We can take into consideration that later in life we face challenges, including the death of a spouse or the onset of chronic health problems. The fact still remains that there's an epidemic. There are many risk factors involved that contribute to this epidemic, but can faith or the lack thereof be a problem, a contributing factor, and or a solution? An article I read from the Journal of Religion and Health, provided courtesy of Springer, stated that the value of faith-oriented approaches to substance abuse prevention and recovery is indisputable. Now, is it safe to say that individuals who don't consider religious beliefs important are more likely to use substances like alcohol, tobacco, and illicit drugs compared to those who do? Based on personal experiences, where I had a spiritual void, I'd say yes. Could environmental factors be a contributing factor too? Of course. I know that drugs and alcohol are highly accessible in my area, and I'm sure they're highly accessible anywhere and everywhere. Peer influence and social pressures can also be contributing factors, but for me, and I think it's the case for many, without them even knowing, it's much deeper than that, than environmental factors. You see, I grew up in a God-fearing family. I had structure, love, and faith, everything a person needs. But even with that, I started feeling insecure. I didn't feel good enough, not good looking enough, not strong enough, not accepted enough. Those insecurities pushed me toward alcohol that by my freshman year of high school I was drinking. My first arrest came soon after, and from there things only got worse. Through high school and into my early 20s, I drank heavily, started using drugs, and eventually got caught up in the drug business. Sadly, by my late 20s, I was deep into addiction, pushing and dealing, and eventually landed in prison. But here's the kicker with having a spiritual void. For 15 years after prison, I had built a good life. I was married, I was good financially, and I thought I had it all together. The thing is, evil never sleeps. I got too comfortable and I let my guard down. Slowly the drinking came back, then cocaine, then adultery. Everything caught up to me. My secrets, my sins, my pride. My marriage was falling apart, my finances were slipping. Then came my breaking point. Some friends who cared about me gave me tough love. They stepped away because they couldn't watch me destroy myself. Alone and broken, I cried out to God. No fancy prayer, just desperation. And He answered. But He didn't just start rebuilding me. He started rebuilding everything I had destroyed. And my wife, through experiences of her own, understood that I wasn't just battling addiction. It was a spiritual battle I didn't even know I was in. Needless to say, that spiritual void I had got filled up very quickly. Now, I won't stand here and tell you I'm perfect. I'm still a work in progress. But I live today with peace, gratitude, and a purpose I've never had before. And I share this story for one reason: to reach out to anyone who's living in the same darkness I was. If that's you, don't let fear or judgment keep you quiet. Come forward and speak up. Tell your story. Because when you open your mouth, that might be the first step towards your own redemption. Listen, I know what it's like to wear a mask and pretend everything's fine when you're falling apart inside. I've lived that life. But I'm here to tell you, the moment you stop running and surrender, everything changes. God isn't looking for perfect people. He's looking for honest people. So if you're tired of the fight, if you're tired of the guilt, the shame, the emptiness, I'm inviting you right now to come forward. Let this be your first step toward freedom. I'm not promising an easy road, but I promise you this. If he could pull me out of my darkness, he can do it for you too. Because God isn't looking for perfect people, like I've said. He's looking for honest people. People who are done pretending, who are tired of fighting. Maybe even fighting a spiritual battle they don't even know they're in. So don't let fear or judgment keep you silent. Don't worry about who's listening or what they'll think. This moment right now is between you and God. So maybe you're high right now. Maybe you're hungover. I don't care. Maybe you're just broken. I've been there. And I'm here to tell you you're not alone. And you're not beyond saving. You can bow your head right now where you are, wherever you are, and whisper his name. And that can be the first step to your comeback story. And to those of you who've already found that grace, this is your call to action. There are people out there drowning in the same darkness you came out of. Don't just thank God for your freedom. Go help someone else find theirs. Let's create a wave. A movement of people helping people. No matter what the addiction, no matter what the struggle. Because the truth is, evil never sleeps. But God is ever vigilant. Because if he could save me, he can save anyone. No temptation is overtaking you that is not common to man. God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with a temptation, he will also provide the way of escape that you may be able to endure it. 1 Corinthians 10:13. Stay faithful, stay focused, and keep fighting the good fight. Until next time, this is Faith Warrior.